Action on a national program to improve playing fields. Russia's new ambassador to Dominica presented his letters of credentials to Dominica's head of state on Wednesday, and the Dominica Art and Craft Producers Association and the Dominica Manufacturers Association host Buy Dominica Carnival Extravaganza next month. Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm Mervin. Thank you for joining us.
And I'm Tarnia Green. Stay with us as we bring you the details of these and other stories when National Focus returns.
You're watching GIS.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. The government of Dominica has secured funding from the Dominica National Petroleum Company Limited for the completion of works on the Petit Savan playing field. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit last week presented a check of $150,000 to the Village Council. $200,000 had already been spent on the grounds. Parliamentary representative for the Petit Savan constituency, Honorable Dr. Kenneth Darrow, said the completion of the playing field was one of the promises he made to constituents during the 2009 election campaign.
That is something that I, as a first-time parliamentarian, committed myself to the young people of the village, and of course the entire village by extension that I had to live up to. So I'm hoping that, as I said, that the sporting discipline, the sporting teams, the sporting groups take advantage of this facility, claim ownership.
Minister for Sports, Honorable Justina Charles, commended the young sportsmen and women in Petit Savan for their continued interest in sports, even without a proper playing field.
Even without the facility, we saw the people from Petit Savan coming down to Grand Bay to the Geneva playing field to practice sports, and we saw the men of Petit Savan emerging champion in the Southeast Cricket League and even other cricket leagues, and I really want to commend them for their outstanding performance in the absence of facilities. And I want to say that because most times persons, while it is true that we need those facilities, but very often people think that without the facilities we cannot be the men and women that we want to be. And the people from Petit Savan have shown that in the absence of sporting facilities they have done well.
Meantime, the Prime Minister also traveled to La Plaine, where he presented a check of $70,000 to the Village Council. Chairperson of the La Plaine Village Council, Starry Williams, applauded government and the La Plaine MP for responding to the call of the young sportsmen and women.
The playing field is for all of us, because even those of us who cannot play football and rounders and cricket or basketball, we come there to witness the game, all right? And without us, the games cannot go because we are the ones cheering them on, all right? So the playing field is for all of us. So we are very thankful for this.
Sports Minister Honorable Justina Charles called on residents to claim ownership of the playing field when it is completed.
Too often we spend so much money in those facilities, and people think that the government should come now and cut the playing field. The Minister of Sport should come and make sure that the grass is maintained. No, it is yours. Money was spent on it to develop it for all of you. And so all of you have a responsibility to ensure that it is well maintained, that you can have a facility you can call your own, and La Plaine facility can become one of the premier facilities where they can say, boy, that playing field in La Plaine, the whole ambience is one that encourages sporting activity.
Parliamentary representative for the La Plaine constituency, Honorable Peter St. Jean, is pleased that the current administration, amidst the odds, was able to fund the completion of the project.
In these difficult times, the Dominica Labour Party, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit and his cabinet have seen it fit to address the playing field here in La Plaine and to make available the resources for this facility. You know, oftentimes I hear many people in La Plaine say, "Power avec Peter, il pas que jamais fini playing field là. Truth of the matter is, this afternoon we are signaling in a great way that this facility will be completed. When the Dominican Labour Party makes a promise, we deliver on that promise.
Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit gave a commitment to residents that government would provide funding for the lighting of the playing field.
Prime Minister Skerrit last week also presented a check of $150,000 to the Grand Forks Village Council for the completion of works on the playing field. Parliamentary representative for the Grand Forks constituency, Honorable Ivor Stevenson, during the official handing over ceremony, gave residents an idea of the scope of works to be undertaken.
The development of the playing field, which will include an access road, and grubbing of grass, and also putting a sand soil layer on the playing field. Is a playing field of quality, one which will ensure that you, the young people of Grand Forks, can make use of the playing field almost under any weather conditions.
During the inauguration of the Grand Forks Village Council, Chairperson Joyce Pascal had promised residents that the playing field would be completed before the end of a 3-year term.
Today, it is a gratifying feeling to know that we have received this money that will do exactly what we proposed a year and a half ago.
The government had already spent in excess of $345,000 to expand and develop the playing field. The presentation of funds towards the completion of playing fields is part of a national campaign, and Prime Minister Skerrit says this is tangible evidence that the current administration is committed to improving the lives of nationals island-wide.
Sometimes we talk about things that are not happening or that have not happened, and we fail to speak about things that have happened and things that are actually happening.
So indeed, Tarnia, much is happening across the country regarding sports. Government is indeed making the effort towards providing young people with sporting facilities.
Yes, Mervin, and I must say this is very commendable because at this time, with all these financial constraints, the government of Dominica has been able to commit over $800,000 to the development of sporting facilities across the country. And you know that Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit is very passionate about young people getting involved in constructive activities, in activities which will elevate them, you know. And so yes, this is a very important decision on the government's part to not only focus on sporting development within the capital city of Roseau, but extend it throughout the communities across the country. And moving along to other great news, local shoppers as well as visitors to the island during this carnival will have an opportunity to purchase locally produced items in abundance through the Buy Dominica Carnival Extravaganza. The initiative, spearheaded by the Dominica Art and Craft Producers Association, DACPA, in collaboration with the Dominica Manufacturers Association, DMA, will be held from February 6 to 10 at the Rosa Market. This activity is a direct follow-up to a similar initiative held during the Christmas season last December to support local manufacturers.
This time around we are trying, based on the responses from the various participants and the public, to attempt to showcase to Dominica and to our visitors what we have to offer as arts and craft products as well as manufactured products.
Severin Mackenzie of the Dominica Manufacturers Association said, based on the interest shown by the public during the December shopping extravaganza, the association thought it prudent to stage another event during the carnival season, when large numbers of visitors are expected to be on island.
The fact that we were able to generate a certain amount of awareness among the Dominican public to start appreciating the things that we are producing locally is by itself a success. The fact that we planned the Buy Dominica Christmas shopping extravaganza for 2 days in December, and by basically popular demand it was extended by a further 2 days. We consider it to be very encouraging that the persons, companies, the artisans who participated in the Buy Dominica Christmas shopping extravaganza were satisfied with what was happening and have actually embraced the initiative. And it is as a result of that initiative of December last year that we decided to continue with it for carnival shopping.
Mackenzie says the need to get more visibility for Dominican-made products is another objective of the activity. 60 local manufacturers will participate in the event.
We want to put our Dominican products on the forefront, just as done in some of the other Caribbean islands. And if I were to mention Barbados and Jamaica, when you go to Barbados or Jamaica, you see Bajan products and Jamaican products way up front with the rest. And this is basically the main objective, one of the objectives that we are trying to achieve with this initiative of this Buy Dominica Carnival shopping.
Mackenzie says the Buy Dominica Carnival extravaganza event will be strategically held during the peak of the carnival activities.
The activity is going to be from Wednesday the 6th, Thursday the 7th, Friday the 8th, Saturday the 9th, and on Ash Wednesday. Why? Because we are expecting some cruise ships on Wednesday and Thursday next week. And also we know that quite a number of Dominicans will be home during the carnival season. And on Ash Wednesday and maybe on the Friday before Carnival, they'll be looking for things to take away with them.
The initiative is being supported by the Invest Dominica Authority, or the IDA. The IDA has been supporting the Manufacturers Association since 2011 through the promotion of their investments and products.
In other news, work is continuing on the Lally Coco Road Rehabilitation Project. Minister for Public Works, Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, in an interview with GIS News last week, gave details of the scope of works being undertaken.
We have just finished paving the road leading to Lally Coco, where we spent over $800,000 on that particular phase of that project. We're spending close to $900,000 now in Lally Coco, putting in the concrete drains, putting in to ensure that we enhance the safety for the people in Nubia. We're also putting in the sidewalk and drainage. And towards Lally Coco, towards the western side also, we're putting in concrete curb. And towards the eastern side, we're putting concrete drains. So it's an ongoing effort by this government to addressing our road network in this country.
This is just one of several road projects now ongoing across the country as government seeks to improve the island's road network. And finally, this news time, Russia's new ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Vladimir Polinov, presented his letters of credence to Dominica's head of state, His Excellency Ilud Williams, on Wednesday. The Russian diplomat delivered brief remarks during Wednesday morning's ceremony at the president's office in Montrose. He gave a commitment to continue fostering ties between Dominica and Russia during his term as ambassador.
Our traditional friendly relations with the Commonwealth of Dominica, the accumulated experience of cooperation, including multilateral format, the affinity of approaches of our both countries to solving of the key problems of the present are highly valued in the Russian Federation. We aim to develop and deepen the qualitative good potential as well as to widen the Russian-Dominican context in the interest of our both nations, of the universal peace, the regional and international stability. I am glad to have a chance to make a personal contribution to this wholesome process and actively promote it as my predecessor did.
His Excellency President Williams spoke of the Protocol of Intentions signed between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the two countries in 2012.
The Protocol of Intentions seeks to provide a forum for the convening of periodic consultations at the highest possible levels on international issues of mutual interest as well as on issues impacting the bilateral relations of both countries. Your Excellency, Dominica generally supports requests from the Russian Federation for candidatures to elections for various positions in the United Nations subsidiary bodies and other international organizations. Our records show that in 2012, the government of Dominica granted support for elections of 4 of your candidates. I anticipate that as members of the United Nations, our respective governments will continue to strengthen cooperation and friendly relations and look forward to our continued mutual cooperation.
The 61-year-old Russian diplomat served as a deputy director of the 3rd European Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Russia since 2009. Since 1974, he has served in various capacities at embassies in Germany and Austria. The diplomat first visited Dominica in 2008 as a cruise ship passenger. Dominica established diplomatic relations with Russia in 1995. And that's news. We now join McPherson St.Luce for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St.Luce. Premièrement, membre parlement pour Roseau Valley, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, qui a gardé devant pour étudier à l'école Trafalgar, tapé trainement manière pour préparer manger, si l'on a cafétéria qui a bâti en l'école Trafalgar à présent. Honorable McIntyre fait parole cela si l'on l'argent que Japan mettait financier projet là en l'école cela.
Nous avons fait un cahier, nous avons servi cuisine ça pour éduquer tous ces enfants, tous ces monde, nous avons servi tous ces maman et puis papa qui sont venus pour aider nous pour tout manger. Nous pour faire des enfants tout comprendre ça comment pour tout manger, mais pas pour brûler quoi ça, because ou pas mettre des enfants à cuisine. Mais ou ça si ou là supervise ou ça you so many manières ou ça fait apprendre comment pour tout manger avec mon le stress c'est pas pour mettre des enfants à cuisine, mais parler comme ça, mon parler comme aux enfants apprendre à de l'achat pour faire ça un peu. Nous parler comme health, ça c'est sati accord, comment c'est hygienic conditions pour tout manger ça. Nous parler comme nutrition pour là les enfants venir à l'école, ils pour manger bien pour faire apprendre parce que si on monde fait, il passe à apprendre ventre vide, il passe à apprendre toutes ces bails ça nous fait avec pour nous introduire comme si des différentes manières comment monde ka tout manger avec différentes qualités type manger.
En d'autres nouvelles, membre parlement pour Guanfon, Honorable Ivor Stevenson, bien plaisir pour le gouvernement Dominique reconstruire chez Guanfon. Honorable Stevenson fait parole cela pendant qu'il était membre délégation du gouvernement qui visitait le projet la semaine passée.
Le projet ça c'est en section en gros projet pour enlever chimie Guanfon. La chimie a été damagée en temps ouvrier en l'année 2011. C'est mois de décembre. Autant la pluie est tombée, autant ces sections chimiques ça a été damagées, mauvais. Et puis ça fait difficile pour voiture manager pour aller Guanfon. Ça nous a c'est travail qui a continué à les projets là. L'année passée, ça nous a été autant de terre et puis grand de chimie. Et puis derrière moi là c'est un whole bridge, bassin whole bridge. Et puis les gens qui ont passé là, ils ont passé le bassin gloire bas. Actuellement, les gens qui passé là sans le bassin parce que tellement grand, ils passent à ça encore. So chimie ça nous a continué et puis nous avons mis en concret dans les chimies pour aider les voitures et les gens pour trafiquer dans les chimies. Mais
département registry qui a commencé à échouer certificat à ces papiers neufs qui n'est plus sécurité. Parole cela sorti du registrar Ozzy Walsh. Département là a tapé assistance canadienne banknote pour taper ces papiers modernes cela.
Nous ni papier neuf, nous ne pouvons pas sortir avec ça, mais nous ça là déjà. Nous avons ça secured paper. Actuellement, si on regarde ce birth certificate, papier ça c'est papier qui est ordinaire. Il n'y a pas de security features là-dedans. Nous ni papier, nous au Canada nous tapons pour project neuf là. À Dominique, nous avons ça civil registry reform pour print master de print à créole, pour print birth certificate, certificate mariage, adoption certificate, moun qui mort, death certificate, toute information ça nous à ce système nous et que nous ça mettre ça à ce papier look at secured paper. Papier avec security features. Papier ça passe jamais forge. Papier ça ou passe sous photocopie ini bagay dedans ou paquet service qui a dedans. So il coûte l'argent, il coûte $20, $100. Security features are de l'argent, security features are papier new to as well. Ça c'est un exciting bit pour nous à registry.
Et puis finalement, je parle pour Good Hope, Honorable Johnson Drago, qui a fait parole satisfaction quantité de travail qui a pris place à ces projets qui me baillent en Good Hope. Honorable Drago visité le projet la semaine passée.
C'est un homme là qui a travaillé là, qu'on a travaillé. Et puis nous comptons que nous avons heavy equipment qui aide nous. Quand on a heavy equipment qui ça est monté, parce que ça fait travail là plus vite. Et le gouvernement a baillé tout type de besoin pour voir que nous travail là fait bien vite pour qu'on nous entend cherche là. C'est plus meilleur pour nous faire travail ça.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson St.Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up, your tip of the day. Time now for the tip of the day. Getting in shape doesn't have to mean training for the Olympics. Even a little bit of exercise can help you live a longer, healthier life. So take the first step, even if you have to walk downhill. Talk to your doctor about exercise because a little bit can do a lot of good. And that's National Focus. We welcome your suggestions and comments. Please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Tarnia Green.
And I'm Mervin Matthew. Thank you for watching.